Ready? Right. We're here with Mari, who is the creator of this instrument, and I'm gonna ask her some questions about it. So, when you first created the instrument, was it a purely acoustic instrument?
Well, I wouldn't kind of think about it as acoustic or electric instrument. It kind of started first with the material itself and kind of looking for opportunities how the material could develop further. So first kind of like I use it as a percussive instrument, you know, like when you're talking about kind of an acoustic approach to the material. But of course I was looking for further implementation of electronics into it. But I kind of wanted to keep it very simple, so it feels very intuitive, it's not kind of overpowered with way too many elements attached to it, and rather kind of appreciating the material itself, the age of the material, and also all the little imperfections that it actually has.
Yeah.
Because they create the timbre that you can actually hear when it's resonating. And yeah, so then it kind of turned into feedback instruments, and I found an old speaker that was perfect for this purpose. So it kind of all was about reusing all materials and trying to find a musical kind of musicality inside of them.
That's so interesting because I've been here for like an hour watching the instrument, and we've done several things, but we haven't really played it percussively.
Yeah.
So the instrument has sort of evolved.
Yes, definitely, and they're also like it's been used for different purposes. Sometimes it's just used as a feedback instrument where it resonates on its own. It's very drony music, but then depending on what pickups I use, sometimes I use contact microphones. One of them you can see over here. It's a little bit damaged. It went through lots, but that one kind of creates more higher register tones, and as well kind of a lot of scratchy noises. Also a lot of percussive noises that you can do with it. So that one is used more for kind of the percussions. And of course in future I'm kind of looking into more options how I can introduce more percussion elements into this. And sometimes it's used also for instrumental augmentation. So basically I'm processing another instruments through the lantern, like for instance voice, or I have been also working with a violinist and a bassonist, and the sound of their instruments was processed for them and kind of combined it and blended it.
With microphones?
They've been using microphones on their instruments, and then kind of the sound was processed for the lantern. And I was of course also like using this speaker microphone. It's an old speaker that has been transformed into mic. You can always kind of reverse these tools.
Can we show in the video the other part?
Yeah, of course. So normally I'm kind of pointing this way, which means that the audience sees this side, and there is usually a candle right in front to remind the original purpose of the material. Yeah, so usually like it kind of has very, I don't know, to me it looks kind of very sea-like, you know, an instrument that I can imagine being performed on a beach, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
like
and you put the sand.
yeah, I put the
sand
sand
in it.
because it also like vibrates a little bit, and if it's combined with the higher tones, you can hear the shaking of the sand a little bit, but you have to pay very close attention to it. Yeah.
Well, you've definitely honored the sort of the original purpose of the material, I guess, as you say, because you can clearly see what it is.
Yeah, you can. I think it's very easy to form some different ideas on materials that you find. Like you can always, of course, like I could maybe use the metal for creating something completely different, but kind of what I've been interested in, how I can get the most out of what I find. And I never really used like old thrown away material, so this was like first time kind of looking at it, and that's kind of what was the whole perspective of the festival, you know, kind of like how we can be sustainable, or like how we can turn trash into sound.